the sentence. Let me introduce. Beta, as you know that the smallest unit of English is letter. When we join letter, they become words. Words frame phrases. With phrases, we get clauses. Further, with clauses, we get sentences. When letters are joined together, we get words. When words are joined together, we get phrases. When phrases get together, they become clauses. And when clauses come together, they become sentences. So today's topic is sentences only. Now children, I am writing a group of words on the board. Please pay attention. A bird is nest there. The. Now children, tell me, it is a group of words, but does it make any sense when we read it? No students, it does not make any sense because they are not arranged properly. Now look at the same sentence. There is a bird in the nest. Now, does this group of words make sense? Of course, yes, because they are arranged in a proper manner. So, what comes the definition of sentences? That sentences are a group of words that are arranged properly and they give a meaningful sense also. Now, we are going to read the type of sentences as such. First is assertive, next interrogative, third is imperative, and fourth exclamatory. Now we are going to discuss about the kinds of sentences.
So students, let's know the definition one more time. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. All sentences begin with a capital letter and end with a punctuation mark. Different kinds of sentences have different purposes. And in the introduction, I told you that there are 4 types of sentences. The very first is declarative sentences. A declarative sentence makes a statement. It ends with a period of time. Many examples can be taken, students. I go to Riverwood Middle School. My cat's name is Simba. I am a student of grade 7 or grade 8. I am a student of Pathania Public School. I put up at Rohtak. My favorite food is Chinese, etc. Many sentences can be there in which we declare something. Next type of sentences are interrogative sentences. The name itself is making its meaning clear. Interrogative sentences means what? Obviously, an interrogative sentence asks a question and it always ends with a question mark. Examples: may I borrow a pencil? What is your favorite color? Which is your favorite destination? where do you live, in which class you are, and many more. Obviously, an interrogative sentence asks a question. Now we have read about two type of sentences. One is declarative, another is interrogative. So obviously we will have a practice as well. So label the sentence as interrogative or declarative. Insert a period. Period means full stop if the sentence is declarative, and insert a question mark if it is interrogative. Have you ever been that far north? Of course, helping verb is there in the beginning. So this sentence is an interrogative sentence. I do not like a green eggs and ham. Of course, it's a declarative sentence. Another one, I have one little sister. I am declaring that I have one little sister. So that is declarative sentence. Next one, do you have another sibling? A question has been asked. So obviously this sentence is an interrogative sentence. So children, in addition to declarative and interrogative, we have two another types. Third is exclamatory sentences. An exclamatory sentence shows strong feeling. It ends with an exclamation point. This is the punctuation mark which is used at the end of exclamatory sentences. I have never seen so much traffic. The coffee cup is leaking. Bravo! You have won the match. Hooray! The test is cancelled. Children, remember this sentence? Yes, of course. When children become happy, then they speak. They exclaimed with joy. Yes, hooray! We have won the match. So finally, we express strong feelings in exclamatory sentences, and it always ends with exclamation point. Next type is imperative sentences. Children, in imperative sentences, some kind of command, request, orders are there. An imperative sentence commands someone to do something. The subject you is understood, but sometimes it is not present in the sentence. An imperative sentence can end with either a period. Period means full stop, or an exclamation point that I have already told you. Look at the examples which are given here. Look both ways before you cross the street. Watch out. Stand up. Shut the door. Open the window, and many more. You are requested to bring me a glass of water. So such type of sentences in which commands have been given are called imperative sentences. Now let's have practice, or we can say now let's label the sentence as exclamatory or imperative. I was cast as the lead in the play. Of course, it's a matter of happiness. Happiness means some kind of feeling, so that will be shown in exclamatory. Come to rehearsal tomorrow. It's a command. Command is given in imperative sentence. Heads up. Again, imperative. Taylor Swift is coming to our school. It's a matter of joy that he is coming to our school. So it is exclamatory. Children, I hope you have understood all the four parts of sentences, all the four types of sentences. Students, as I have already told you about the kinds of sentences, there are two more things which I want to add in this lecture, that an assertive sentence which is declarative, it can be a positive and a negative sentence also. If I say Ram is a good boy, then also it is assertive sentence, or we can call it affirmative. If I say Ram is not a good boy, it means again it is also assertive or declarative sentence, but in negative. Another thing which I want to add is that basically the sentence has two parts. Which two parts are there? Subject and predicate. Now, who is the subject? Always remember, children, the subject of a sentence is a word or a phrase that says who or what does something. In short, subject is the doer of action. Look at the examples which are given here. He has gone to Delhi. Who is the doer? Which is the subject here? Obviously, he. I am happy here. She was dancing. The children are playing football. The gardener is watering the plants. The examiners are checking the answer sheets. So, examiners are checking the answer sheets. Who is the doer of the action? Obviously, examiners. So, examiner means subject. Children are playing football. Who is doer here? Children. Gardener is watering the plants. Who is the doer? Which is the subject in the sentence? Obviously, the gardener. And what is a predicate? The predicate is that part of the sentence that says something about the action of the subject. Means, he has gone to Delhi. He is subject because he is the doer. Has gone to Delhi. Except subject, the rest part of the sentence is predicate, which always says something about the action of the subject. I hope, children, that you all have understood nicely. If not, then please watch the video once again and try to do the exercise which is given in your grammar book. Thank you.